Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Superman issue number 41. Can Clark and his son John save a race that does not wish to be saved? Well, let's hop on in together and find out what happens next, shall we? Alright, so as you'll recall in the previous issue, Superman and Superboy had gone to a planet of religiously fanatical fish people to try and save them from suffering a fate very similar to the one on Krypton. They ran into a fair amount of resistance from the locals, who are saying that if they are to die, then well, it must be the will of their god, and to do anything different would be straight up heresy in their eyes. Luckily, the good guys came across a fish scientist by the name of Klain. In fact, as we find out in this issue, he's one of the few scientific minds left on the planet, as the rest of them were all killed long ago. Klain and Superman talk a lot about the benefits of science and enlightenment versus superstition, all that good stuff. They also draw some further comparisons about what's currently going on this planet and what happened on Krypton. You see, even with Klain's great scientific know-how, he was unable to concoct a plan to save his people. Both figuratively and literally, by the way, their souls being tainted by fanaticism. He did, however, manage to develop a spacecraft, not one big enough to save a lot of people, but enough to carry away his eggs. And why, yes, they are a big gooey clutch of fish eggs. What else would they be? Klain has picked the perfect planet where he hopes his future children can go and live, start over, without the grim reality of the past hanging over them. The only problem is he doesn't trust his own rocket-making skills and hopes that Superman and Superboy would help guide his rocket to its destination. Well, geez, that's pretty simple, right? Too bad nothing is ever simple. The religious fanatics end up finding them, breaking on in, which leads to a huge giant fight. Superman manages to defeat them, but Klain catches a bullet during all of it. He's not sad, however, because he knows his children have a shot at a better life than he ever had, plus in death he can be reunited with his beloved fishwife. And believe it or not, this is supposed to be the big moment that the story has been building towards. You see, Superman is totally shocked by these words. He's basically like, "What? You're a man of science who believes in the afterlife? But that must mean you believe in God. What? That's impossible." Really, Clark? This amazes you? You've never met a person like that before in all your travels? After everything you've seen, this is what makes your jaw hit the floor? Heck, I support the overarching message of people being deep and more complex than they might seem, and sometimes holding contrasting viewpoints, but still, even I think this ultimate message is heavy-handed. Superman tries one more time to try and get the religious fanatics to evacuate the planet before they're all killed, but once again they give him the whole "if it's God's will" thing, then we'll die. But hey, you know, thanks for trying to save us anyway, even though we've done nothing but try and kill you up until now. You're alright. So, you know, let that be a message to you, everyone out there. If you want to get religious fanatics to like you, just absorb a bunch of their abuse, okay? Luckily, during all the chaos, Superboy was able to escape with Klain's clutch of eggs, and not a moment too soon, because the planet ends up exploding, taking everyone with it. You know, after everything he's seen and heard recently, John Kent the Superboy actually has a pretty interesting question for his superhero father, and that is, hey, Dad, do you personally believe in God? Or Rao, or whatever? You know, I haven't been feeling like 90% of this story, but I must admit, this is a really awesome idea for a scene. What does Superman, what does any superhero in the DC universe think, for that matter, about a higher power? When on an almost daily basis, they cross paths with superpowered individuals who have powers unto gods, traverse time, space, and often always question the creation of their own universe. What is Superman's answer? Well, you know, son, I sure do believe in something. Okay, fair answer and everything, but still, why are you ending on this? This should have been the story right here. So that was Superman number 41, everybody, and at the end of the day, it was filler. It may have been filler that tried to say something poignant, that maybe every so often rubbed up against an interesting idea or concept, but it ultimately all just kinda falls flat, especially in the department of trying to show, hey, there's shades of gray in a conflict like this. The whole thing doesn't really start to get compelling until it's already over, but if nothing else, I think those last 2 or 3 pages do work really well on their own out of context, so you will probably see them again at some point. I love both the Superman titles, but I can't help but feel that this and Action are spinning their wheels right now as they wait to get to big landmark issues. Overall, though, I'd give this one a 6. The art, if nothing else, is most definitely improved from the last part. So that's Superman, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, be sure to take a closer look at some of these other things I've been working on. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at CapeJoel, so you always know what I'm doing next. And hey, if you like what you see, be sure to check out my Patreon page. Patrons get exclusive access to videos and content before anyone else, and you can do so for as little as $1 a month. And until next time, everyone, this has been CapeJoel. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you all again later. Bye-bye.